Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. The Valley star Jax Taylor went public with his cocaine addiction earlier this year. Now he opened up about the hardest drug he's ever done. Vanderpump Rules premiered on Bravo in 2013. The first season focused heavily on SUR bartender Jax Taylor and server Stassi Schroeder's on/off relationship. They eventually split for good, and Jax Taylor started dating Brittany Cartwright. Viewers watched the couple's relationship blossom from dating to marriage. They left the show in 2020 to focus on having a family. Brittany gave birth to their son, Cruz, in 2021. It was a difficult pregnancy. She recently revealed that Cruz has been diagnosed with autism. Unfortunately, Jax and Brittany decided to separate in early 2024. The months leading up to their separation were documented on the first season of The Valley on Bravo. They haven't officially divorced yet, but Season 2 premiered earlier this month and will delve deeper into the animosity between the former couple. In July 2024, People magazine reported that Jax Taylor had entered an inpatient facility for help with his mental health struggles. He was eventually diagnosed with bipolar disorder and PTSD. The Valley cameras were there to capture Jax seeking help for his mental health issues. The decision came after an intense confrontation with Brittany, where he appended a table and accidentally hit her in the knee with it. But it turns out that there's another possible explanation behind his anger issues. Viewers saw Jax Taylor's anger issues during the 8 seasons he was on Vanderpump Rules. There was a long-standing rumor that Jax and the other cast members used cocaine. However, it wasn't until March 2025 that Jax went public with his addiction. He confirmed that fans of the show had long suspected Jax Taylor is a drug addict. His drug of choice was cocaine. The news obviously didn't surprise viewers who watched him on the Bravo show. Jax Taylor is about 4 months sober at this point in his sobriety journey. He often shares updates on social media about the struggle to stay sober. He took to Twitter to answer one of the questions he's asked the most. According to Jax, he's often asked to name the hardest drug he's ever done. He finally took the time to answer, and it may surprise you. He didn't name cocaine or alcohol, both of which he's admitted to being addicted to. The hardest drug the Valley star has done is sobriety. He always said on Vanderpump Rules that he was a work in progress. He still is, but now he's ready to take accountability. That, he said, is the hardest drug he's ever done. I got asked the other day what is the hardest drug that I have ever done. That's easy. Sobriety, dealing with life head-on and taking accountability for my actions. Jax Taylor, Twitter. What do you think about Jax dodging the question about what drugs he's done? Jax Taylor has always been a polarizing figure in the world of reality television. From his tumultuous years on Vanderpump Rules to his recent role on The Valley, Jax's life has been full of highs, lows, and everything in between. His journey has been one of self-destruction, rehabilitation, and now, introspection. Recently, in a candid moment shared with his followers on Twitter, Jax revealed something that might have caught many off guard. The hardest drug he's ever done isn't cocaine or alcohol, it's sobriety. Jax's revelation about his struggles with addiction and mental health has been a long time coming. While fans have seen glimpses of his personal battles over the years, it wasn't until early 2025 that Jax opened up about his past and present, shedding light on the demons he's faced and continues to confront. His openness has sparked conversations about addiction, accountability, and the complexities of recovery. Jax Taylor first entered the public eye when Vanderpump Rules premiered on Bravo in 2013. A central figure in the show's early years, Jax's dramatic on-again, off-again relationship with Stassi Schroeder captivated audiences. His reputation as a charming yet flawed figure was cemented during those years. He was the bad boy with a quick temper, a penchant for lying, and a trail of broken relationships. But it was his addiction to cocaine that became one of the most talked about aspects of his life. As the years passed, Jax's storyline evolved. He left Vanderpump Rules in 2020 alongside his wife, Brittany Cartwright, to focus on family life. The couple's journey from dating to marriage, and eventually parenthood, was a significant narrative arc on the show. They had their fair share of struggles, but they appeared to be a stable, loving couple. However, their relationship was not immune to the pressures of Jax's past and the complexities of family life. In 2021, Brittany gave birth to their son, Cruz, a difficult pregnancy that ended with a diagnosis of autism for their child. Despite the joy of their show in their marriage, by early 2024, Jax and Brittany decided to separate. While the official divorce was still pending, the first season of The Valley, a Bravo series focusing on Jax and Brittany's post-marriage life, captured the couple's struggles in real time. The tension between the two was palpable, and viewers saw the emotional and psychological toll it took on both of them. In July 2024, the public learned that Jax had entered an inpatient facility to address his mental health struggles. His decision to seek help came after a particularly violent incident with Brittany. In a heated argument, Jax had upended a table, accidentally hitting Brittany in the knee with it. The altercation was a wake-up call for Jax, who realized he needed professional help to confront the anger and emotional instability that had plagued him for years. It wasn't just the external pressures of his failing marriage or the public eye that contributed to Jax's mental health struggles. In the months that followed, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. These diagnoses helped explain some of the erratic behavior and deep emotional turmoil that viewers had witnessed on Vanderpump Rules over the years. For Jax, seeking help was not just about saving his marriage, but about saving himself. The cameras of the Valley were there to document this pivotal moment in his life, capturing the raw vulnerability of a man who had long been known for his bravado alone. It was during this period that Jax began to explore the depths of his mental health issues and confront the addiction that had been a constant companion in his life for over a decade. For years, rumors had swirled about Jax's struggles with drugs, particularly cocaine. On Vanderpump Rules, viewers witnessed his chaotic lifestyle, filled with late nights, partying, and questionable decisions. Jax's on-screen persona was often that of the rebellious bad boy who could never quite get it together. While the show never explicitly focused on his drug use, it was an open secret among the cast and the audience that Jax had a problem. In March 2025, Jax finally went public with the truth. He admitted that he had battled a long-term addiction to cocaine, something that had been a part of his life for years. For fans who had watched his ups and downs on Vanderpump Rules, this admission didn't come as a surprise. The signs had always been there, from his erratic behavior to his impulsive decisions. Jax had long been associated with the party scene, and his addiction to cocaine was an open secret in the world of reality TV. But what was surprising was Jax's openness about his recovery. By this time, he was about 4 months sober, and he shared frequent updates on social media about the challenges of staying clean. His followers were used to seeing the highs and lows of his personal life, but this new chapter of his journey, one focused on healing and accountability, was something entirely different. Jax's most recent Twitter post, where he was asked about the hardest drug he'd ever done, became a talking point among fans and critics alike. When asked to name the most challenging substance he'd ever encountered, Jax's response was both unexpected and profound: sobriety. For someone who had lived most of his life caught in the cycle of addiction, sobriety was the ultimate test. Jax didn't shy away from admitting that confronting life without the crutch of drugs or alcohol was the hardest thing he'd ever done. He didn't name cocaine or alcohol as the most difficult challenge he'd faced. Instead, he highlighted sobriety as the real battle. I got asked the other day what is the hardest drug that I have ever done. That's easy. Sobriety, dealing with life head-on, and taking accountability for my actions, he wrote on Twitter. This statement resonated with many people, particularly those in recovery. Sobriety is often viewed as the ultimate challenge for anyone struggling with addiction. It's not just about avoiding substances. It's about confronting the emotional pain, the past mistakes, and the psychological trauma that often accompany addiction. For Jax, sobriety meant facing the consequences of his actions, taking responsibility for his mistakes, and most importantly, learning to live without the safety net of drugs or alcohol. It's clear that Jax Taylor's journey is far from over. While his past may have been marred by addiction, violence, and a broken marriage, his future holds the possibility of redemption. The road to recovery is never easy, but Jax is committed to the process. His openness about his struggles with addiction and mental health has made him a more relatable figure for many fans who have followed his journey over the years. As the Valley Season 2 unfolds, Jax's story continues to captivate audiences. The show, which chronicles his post-marriage life with Brittany,